Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caroline Morse, and I'm here with the Morgan County Sheriff K.C. Bohrer. We're going to talk some details about your campaign. I understand correctly, right?
Yes, we are. Thanks for being here today, Carolyn. First thing I would like to talk about is, I believe it's on the forefront of everybody's thoughts and is this pandemic we're going through. And one thing that I'd like to get the message out to everyone, not only about the campaign, but about safety. We like to tell people that, if you watch the news, you'll see that things are starting to flatten the curve. Some good results are starting to come back in. We've got a long way to go. But once again, today I wanted to bring a reminder to everybody how this is happening, and that is safety. And as we know, it is so important to wash your hands. We have the N95 masks that Sheriff's Department first responders are using now to protect themselves. The gloves, the hand sanitizers, and the wipes. We can't stress how important that is to each and every person to do to try to flatten this curve and eliminate this pandemic. So I'd like to at least start out today talking a little bit about safety.
I love it. Thank you. And I'll kick us off then real quick, if you don't mind.
Please do.
I definitely wanted to ask first initially about during your campaign, there were definitely some rumors or misconceptions about different programs that you've either gotten rid of or started. I definitely wanted to clear the air with you first off, if that's okay.
It is, and I'm glad you asked about that, because that's very important to me. To be honesty and truthfulness in my campaign is on the forefront, and I've had to address a couple bits of misinformation, so I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Perfect. So the very first one is the D.A.R.E, the D.A.R.E program. What is going on with that one?
Well, the D.A.R.E program was a program that was started back in the 1980s. Actually, I believe it was under President Reagan's wife, Nancy Reagan. And it existed in Morgan County for many, many years, where an officer taught a program in the schools. This program was a good program, but it went on for many years. And eventually, some of the research, some of the data that came back, the program wasn't quite as successful as what it was intended to be. Our D.A.R.E officer came to me in September of 2018 and actually wrote a letter and asked me, after he'd spoken to the school board and the Morgan County Partnership, about implementing a new innovative program that was touted as being a great replacement for D.A.R.E. It's called Too Good for Drugs. We've been in that program for now 2 years. The research, the response from the kids, the response from the people who teach it with the Morgan County Partnership and our Prevention and Resource Officer, which is a deputy sheriff in the school, has been great. So D.A.R.E wasn't eliminated, or at least the program wasn't eliminated. We updated it to a new and improved program, and we're happy that we have that in the schools now. The evaluations have been great.
That's awesome. And your opponent also said that you had eliminated the underage drinking program.
There was an ad that came out about underage drinking, and again, another program I eliminated, but it's not been eliminated. We still have an underage drinking program. We partner every year with the Morgan County Partnership and also the Alcohol Beverage Control Commission with the state, and we do stings around the county. We send in people into establishments, restaurants, convenience stores, underage people to buy alcohol to ensure that they are only selling alcohol to those people who have it. So the underage drinking program is alive and well.
Well, I appreciate you kind of clearing the air here there, and especially with the parents' drug test kits. Can you tell me a little bit about that program too?
The drug test kits was another thing that I was alleged to have eliminated, but I didn't eliminate it. When I came into office in 2017, it didn't exist. When I heard about this, I was really surprised that someone would say I eliminated a program that didn't exist. Doing research through the county as far as purchasing, I found that the last time that the drug test kits were even bought was in February of 2016, which wasn't in my term. And when I came into office, they didn't exist. It was never mentioned to me during transition. Staff never brought it up, and to date I've not had a request from any parent or anyone to have a drug test kit. I think it probably was a great program in 2010 when it began, but at that time those kits weren't readily available, but now they are through grocery stores, convenience stores, and pharmacies, so people can go in and purchase their own drug test kits. It's not a program I'm against, it's just a program I didn't eliminate because it wasn't there.
It was there prior to you, but you haven't even touched it.
I'm told it was there prior to me, and but it wasn't there when I came in. I did not eliminate it. It was not there when I took office.
Absolutely. Crystal clarity for there. And the other one is the Illegal Drug Task Force.
I'm not really sure what that is about. We do have a drug task force. It's been in place for many, many years. It's headquartered in Berkeley County. It's the Eastern Panhandle Violent Crime and Drug Task Force. It has participants from state, local, county, and federal law enforcement agencies. While Morgan County doesn't have enough police officers to have a full-time member, we do interact with them, we work with them, we exchange information. They've helped us in many, many situations. So we do have an illegal drug task force. It's been there all along, and I've been a member of it for many years, even when I was a Berkeley County officer and participated. So we do have a drug task force. It is in place, and it's functioning and does quite well.
Sounds good. And I only have 3 more programs in question. The next one is the active shooter in schools. Now, I also heard that that one was eliminated.
I don't think it was eliminated. There was no allegation of elimination. It was just a proposal to place it in the schools. That's a program that we have in the schools. All of our deputies have been trained in active shooter. Even our court officers that work in the courts and around the judicial building have been trained in it. As you know from watching the news, and you're a news person, almost weekly we see an active shooter situation in our nation. And law enforcement had to retrain itself several years ago and be more responsive. So we've trained, and we train in that program. When I became sheriff, I was really concerned about the students in our county. So we trained in the program, we trained with the schools, but a program that I implemented was I wanted to get floor plans for each and every school in the county. So if there was an active shooter or another emergency in the school, we do what was in that school, where it was at, who was where. And another program that I worked with the Morgan County Board of Education was to get access key cards for each and every school. So if there's an incident in Paw Paw and an officer's there, maybe the door's barricaded, whatever the situation is, we have the ability for the responding officers to get into that school and render the aid that's necessary. So I'm really proud of the partnership we've had and been able to do that.
That's perfect. And I only have 2 more. The Unchained Morgan County.
I have no idea what that's about.
Neither did I.
No, when I saw that in part of the candidacy ad, I actually Googled it, and I can't find it, and I don't know what it is.
We'll wait for details then on that one, right?
We'll have to wait for details on that.
Okay, well then the very last program I have in question is A Child is Missing.
That was another thing that my opponent brought forward, and Child is Missing is a program that's been instituted for many years. Actually, when I was a full-time investigator, I was a trained investigator in that, went to seminars. It's a program that was sponsored, I think, originally from John Walsh Foundation, but came through NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's a program where you can contact, if you have a child that's not simply a runaway that's missing, you can bring in a lot of available resources. There's a guide to be able to investigate these crimes, who to contact. We know statistically that we have to find children within a certain period of time to be successful, to see if they're still in the area, if they've been abducted or removed. So that's available. In fact, last year we had a case where, can't talk about the case, it's a pending criminal case, but I brought in National Center for Missing and Exploiting Children when we had a child missing, and they were very helpful to us.
That's perfect. Well, we will take a short break real quick, but I'll come back with more questions for you in just a second.
Thank you.